Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Dark, Season 3, Episode 8, the season finale, the finale of the whole show. We are here at the end, or is it the beginning? This is crazy because we're at the final episode of the whole show, and I really have no idea what to expect here. You know, we'll probably learn from Claudia a bit more about exactly the specifics of what's going on here, but you're still in the dark for a lot of this. She's going to reveal something to Adam, and there's something more going on here. A third world. This is crazy. The only expectation I have for this episode is for there to be an amazing montage, because this show has had such great montages. I am wondering, because it's the end, will it be a song I know, like a song we've heard before in the show? Like, there's that one that always shows up by Nia, the dun 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 dun. That one. I don't know the name because the name's in German, but the artist is Nia. And then, of course, there's like the intro to the whole show, like the opening song, Goodbye. I wonder if that could be it. They hold off from the opening, don't have that opening montage like they usually do, and have that song for the end. I think that would be a nice way to like tie it all in. Goodbye by Apparat, that would be cool. Or, they could just go for whatever fits the vibe best. So before we jump into this, as usual, gotta plug the Patreon page. Over there, of course, there won't be early access after this episode because the show is finished, but you can find full-length timer-based versions of these. If there's any moments from the show that I cut out from the YouTube edit that you wanted to see reactions to, you can find those. If you just go on Netflix and pull up your own version of Dark, you can watch along with me. And I want to give a shout out to one of my Diamond Tier patrons, RG. On the Diamond Tier, once a month, you can choose one movie that you are guaranteed to get a reaction for, and RG did sponsor the entirety of season 1 of Dark, and of course after that, How Could I Stop? And he's also been moderator for the comments for all of the Dark reactions, deleting spoilers and things. I think the community here on YouTube for Dark has been great anyway. There's been no one that's come in and tried to spoil things from my knowledge anyway. You guys have been great. The engagement on this show has been great. I'm glad to be able to share all of these reactions with you. So I think that's enough rambling before we watch this. Let's get into the season finale, the final episode of Dark. Yeah, of course. It's got to mirror episode 1 at least a little bit. You can't have the final episode of a time travel show not mirror the first episode in any way. Anything else revealed here? Any new information? Or is it just what we've already seen before?
Aber deine hat kein Ende.
Has no end, okay, yeah.
Ich habe dich töten lassen.
Du hast immer noch keine Ahnung, wie dieses Spiel gespielt wird.
You have no idea how this game is played.
Das kann nicht sein. Ich habe ihn getötet.
Yeah, that wasn't actually the origin then. What's the true origin then?
Sie beide hätten nie existieren dürfen. Du hast gedacht, dass der Ursprung in der Verbindung der beiden Welten liegt.
Okay, so they're both branching off from...
Außerhalb der beiden Welten.
Okay.
Unser Denken ist vom Dualismus.
Yeah, it's like there's a branch, our two worlds are here, and then those two branched off, so it's actually there's something else.
Aber das ist falsch. Ohne eine dritte Dimension ist nichts vollkommen.
Yeah, of course, always thinking of the third dimension.
Die Triketa. Eine dritte Welt.
And a new origin that they might have to destroy then.
Dieser Knoten geboren wurde, in der alles seinen Ursprung hat.
Oh, is it something to do with this, what Tannhaus is doing here?
Tannhaus, in der Ursprungswelt. Hat wie du jemanden verloren.
Yeah.
Dessen hat seine Welt gespalten und zerstört. Und damit unsere beiden Welten erschaffen.
Oh, so both worlds are created at that point.
Aber es gibt einen Weg, diesen Knoten zu zerstören, indem wir verhindern, dass in der Ursprungswelt...
Okay, yeah, if you stop time travel from existing, then of course that'll stop it all. But you have to time travel to get to that point, so is that not a grandfather paradox? We are getting an opening, yeah. Oh, I can't believe this is the last time I'm going to hear this. Yeah, I feel like it would be a cool moment to have this as the montage at the end of the episode, but maybe the song doesn't quite fit the vibe they're going for, because this is very dark, you know. Maybe, hopefully the ending is a little more hopeful in a way. Oh, okay, yeah, the burnt down Sycamundus. Paradise, okay.
Ich hätte dir all das gerne erspart. Aber dein Weg musste erhalten bleiben.
Yeah, of course, it always needs to lead exactly to here. So the Claudia that dies, she already knows all of this will happen.
Aber das hier, du und ich, geschieht zum ersten Mal.
Okay, yeah. First time it's happening.
Alles, was du getan hast, alles, was Eva getan hat, du erschaffst dich auf ewig neu.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah.
Willst deinen Sohn zerstören?
It's so weird seeing your son as an old man as well, like that.
Eva will
Oh,
das erleben.
whoa, you're pregnant with him.
Ihr beide habt auf eurer Reise unvorstellbare Dinge getan, weil ihr nicht loslassen könnt, was ihr tief im Inneren wollt.
No, he's right there.
Wir haben nicht erledigt. Sie hat gesagt, dass wir die Apokalypse stoppen müssen. Die Festheit nach der Welt. Alles verstehen.
Yeah, because I remember when she did it, she was like relatively calm, but there we see a bit more of her emotion panicking before coming in to do it.
Es tut mir leid.
Weißt du das alles?
Ich habe 33 Jahre in beiden Welten nach Antworten gesucht.
Yeah, how did she actually figure that out?
All die Jahre habe ich gedacht, dass sie meine Tochter ist.
Ich habe mir lange Zeit gewünscht, dass du der Vater bist.
Oh, was he not? Or do they just not know?
Aber genau wie du und Eva musste ich den Knoten erst aufrechterhalten.
Yeah, she's always had to preserve it. So if the knot is destroyed, Regina lives. Them in the forest as well. 'Cause, you know, there's so much. We see them so much walking through the forest as kids together, don't we?
Wirklich zusammenhängt. Bis ich verstanden habe, dass unsere beiden Welten aus einer anderen entstanden sind.
What was the? Was there an exact thing that clocks her onto that though?
Ich habe dich belogen. Und Eva.
I mean, there's been so much lying and manipulation for everyone.
Ich musste dafür sorgen, dass ihr beide im Dunkeln bleibt. Dass alle in diesem Knoten im Dunkeln bleiben.
Roll credits, name drop.
Wie es schon immer geschehen ist. In deiner und in ihrer Welt.
Why did it have to if she knew where the origin is now?
Ist hier gerade jemand vorbeigekommen? So ein alter Mann?
So he goes to the 80s in World 2 and attacks that older Helga then, because that Helga didn't have any damage. Because we see in World 2 it's damage to his eye, isn't it? Not to his ear.
Aber ich kann das ändern.
Is Mads in there, in the bunker, in that version? You gotta give some credit to little kid Helga. He did fight him off quite well. Reliving this, but yes. On his eye in the other one.
Jedes Leid auf ein neues zu empfinden und auszulösen.
Oh, yellow. I like that. That's kind of yeah, the slight differences.
Dinge passieren vielleicht nicht auf dieselbe Art und Weise. Oder zur selben Zeit. aber sie passieren.
Yeah, the same things still do happen, just slightly different.
Du bist es gewesen.
Oh, wow. That's how that Ulrich dies.
Jedes Puzzlestück findet immer wieder seinen Platz.
Someone else?
Aber ich weiß endlich, wie man den Knoten lösen kann. Ich weiß, wo das Schlupfloch ist, nachdem du so lange gesucht hast. Du musst es dafür nutzen, Jonas auf einen anderen Weg zu schicken.
Okay, so it's gonna be younger Jonas to do it.
Da passiert. Du musst sie in die Ursprungswelt schicken, damit sie dem Ganzen endlich ein Ende setzen.
So this world jump is gonna send them to the origin world? I was thinking, in this origin world, time travel is never invented, so that means that Mads would still be alive as well. Ulrich and Mads would be there. Because the only reason Mads dies is to uphold the cycle, really. He's killed by Noah and Sigmundus to keep the cycle intact. So we're getting a new version of this where he shows up instead of that martyr. A third version.
Was ist das?
Das ist unsere letzte Hoffnung.
It's great to see Adam here with a bit more character in a way, you know? Seeing a bit more emotion from him. He's always so stern and ethereal almost.
Was für eine Zeit ist das?
Die Frage ist nicht, welche Zeit.
Yeah, he's just finding about the worlds as well.
Wie all das hier niemals passieren muss. Aber dafür musst du mir vertrauen.
Okay. Is this World 2 or is this the Origin World? The World 2 is usually the two sofas there.
Dir bleibt nur wenig Zeit. Die andere Martha. Du musst sie retten.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go get Martha from World 2 and then go on your final mission.
All die Jahre gedacht, dass nur ich allein es ändern muss. Aber es ist ebenso ihre Schuld.
I really want to see Adam and Eva
Ihr
interact.
seid zwei Teile eines Ganzen. Nur gemeinsam könnt ihr zurück in die Ursprungswelt.
Okay.
Wir wissen es ein Tropfen.
It's like you're meant to be together.
Heute ist der Tag der Apokalypse. Das Schlupfloch. Es existiert auch hier. Für einen Moment. Wird die Zeit stehen.
So you have to let the apocalypse happen for when time stands still and use that moment.
Martha holen. Bevor Magnus und Franziska sie holen.
But whereabouts, timeline wise, is Martha here? Is it the one that doesn't know Jonas exists?
Er und Martha. Sie werden verhindern, dass all das hier jemals passiert.
Oh, okay, that's the younger Claudia. But she does have that grey hair coming in now.
Papa, sag ihm, dass es mir leid tut.
And Claudia must know this is her end then. She's going on her like final goodbyes and then obviously what happens with Noah.
Wenn alles gelingt, dann wird Regina leben.
Yeah, does she know what her fate in the origin world is? Probably not then. Yeah, I'm thinking about the origin world and the invention of time travel, and it's so hard to conceptualize the invention of time travel because it can happen at any point, you know. I would have thought the invention of time travel was 1888 when the Stranger like invented it there with the with Tannhaus, with the older Tannhaus. Or it would have even been even further back where they talked about the invention of one of the like even older Tannhauses trying to save someone they loved. But I don't know if that those like past like the super ancient Tannhauses actually did invent the time travel, or if they just theorized about it and created Sigmundus around that, the idea of it. But yeah, the invention of time travel isn't something that's linear, of course not. Oh, is he just... He's not even going to try and talk, he's just going to run in with it. You can just use it like a grenade. Yeah, he's just gonna run in, grab her, okay. And of course he's not dead. So is this the origin world then? I'm trying to think if that's flipped or not. I don't think it's flipped.
Du siehst aus wie sie.
But not quite. Yeah, they're both seeing ghosts here, really, aren't they? They're both seeing someone that's died.
Welche Zeit sind wir?
Is he going to repeat the... It's not about what time, it's about what world?
Es ist der 21. Juni 1986. Der Tag, an dem unsere beiden Welten erschaffen wurden. Nicht hier, sondern in seiner Welt.
So we have Martha's world, Jonas' world, and Tannhaus's world. I'm waiting for that drop with the vocals.
Was soll das heißen?
Oh, is it not happening? There it is. Oh, is he in Eva's world here? Oh, come on. Let Eva and Adam interact a bit here.
Es ist etwas kompliziert zu erklären. Man muss sie holen, bevor sie gestorben sind.
Oh, okay. Like, stop Tannhaus's family dying, so then he will never need to invent the time machine and it will never occur. But of course, if he never invents time machine, how will they be there to stop that happening, you know? It is a bit of a paradox.
Du und ich. Wir sind der Grund dafür, dass alles so passiert.
Their worlds aren't supposed to be there, really are a glitch in the Matrix.
Aber wir sind der Fehler. Der Fehler in der Matrix.
There we go.
Du willst, dass sie nie existieren? Deine Welt und meine.
There will be a version that exists though. Will there? I mean, if time travel was never invented, that does mess things up hugely. Because then, obviously, like, the unknown never exists. That means Tront is never born. That means Martha is never born, actually. So, yeah, that does... The intertangled web of the family tree is ridiculous. And then if time travel never exists, then Jonas can never exist either. Because, of course, Mikkel will never go back. So both of them would... They are erasing themselves from existence here.
Ich weiß, warum du hier bist.
Does she?
Nur ein neuer Anfang.
Is he gonna tell her what he's planning?
Martha wird mich finden. So wie ich einst mich gefunden habe.
But he's not gonna do it, is he? It's gonna be different. Yeah. She was gonna do it to herself there, though. You know? Just to fulfill that.
Das ist nicht richtig.
I mean, she doesn't know exactly how the event of the death happens.
Das Leben ist ein Labyrinth. Und manche irren bis zu ihrem Ende darin herum.
Okay.
Suche nach einem Ausweg.
I was expecting the life is a drop. What we know is a drop.
Wir sind der Fehler. Du und ich.
Glitch in the Matrix again.
Alles ist Ursache und Wirkung. Jeder Schmerz.
Oh, did the aspect ratio just change there? Is that how they're signifying the origin world?
Sein Sohn, dessen Frau, seine Enkelin sind bei einem Autounfall gestorben. Sie wurden über eine Brücke gedrängt.
It's not going to be a case that Martha and Jonas, they go here to stop that from happening. But that causes it, you know. They try and stop the car crash, they jump in front of the car and the car goes off the bridge. It's that classic, like, irony from we had a lot of in season 2.
Sie müssen in der Ursprungswelt verhindern.
Oh, we're going to see that form when he invents the time travel right now. Oh, that's really cool. The colours in this origin world as well. Like the chromatic aberration around the sides.
Das hier ist der Moment, an dem die Passage zum ersten Mal geöffnet wurde.
What will the effects of that look like? I really want to see, like, will it just suddenly appear?
Für einen kurzen Augenblick wird es eine Brücke geben.
Where time will stand still.
Zwischen allen 3 Welten. Der Jonas in deiner Welt. War er anders?
Yeah, he doesn't know. There technically wasn't one from her world. Yeah, that is really cool. The aspect ratio. Oh, okay, yeah, the little time particles. Ooh. Loving the music here. Oh, that's great. Seeing them two together. This effect, yeah, this like beam of light, that's really cool. At what point do they jump in though? That could almost be different strands of timelines, you know? Oh, he's like in the moment that time stops. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, I never expected it to go so like abstract like that. Are we seeing like different strands of time? This is like one downfall of streaming services though, like the bit rate. I want to see this in like full, as high resolution as possible. The compression on that with particle effects, it's not great. They're hearing the echoes of each other. It's just like Ulrich in the first season where they could hear each other through time, through the tunnel, you know? Through the caves. Oh, that has to be the thumbnail. Oh, okay. Little Martha.
Er sieht traurig aus.
Wer sieht traurig aus?
She's always been able to see him. And you're gonna be little Jonas? Yeah. Oh, in his little yellow jacket.
Ist er denn im Keller?
Very much giving Interstellar. That was through the bookcase, but this is through closets. Oh, there they are. Oh, yeah, they're looking through into the third world there. You can see how it's all converging. That was a really cool moment. And showing them like interconnected through time as well.
Vielleicht nicht jetzt, aber irgendwann. Weil du nicht zuhörst. Ist kein Wunder, dass Mama das nicht mehr ausgehalten hat.
And he blamed himself for getting in this argument. That's the reason they storm off.
Vielleicht alles über Einstein, Rosenbrücken und schwarze Löcher, aber über mich? Gar nichts.
The classic parent obsessed with their work, don't know anything about their kids.
Hat immer nur nach oben geguckt, Sterne, Galaxien, beschissene Universen und mich? Mich hat er nie gesehen.
How are they going to stop this crash from happening now, though? Ooh. They're right there spawning in the road. I mean, did that stop it from happening right there? Just that.
Geht's dir gut? Ja.
Because now we'll drive more carefully after that encounter.
Was soll denn das? Ihr könnt doch nicht einfach hier rumstehen, ich habe euch gerade fast überfahren.
They didn't. Did he not see them just like appear there though?
Ist alles in Ordnung?
They're not saying anything. Oh, he's actually concerned, asking if they need help.
Komm, geht mal nach Hause.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen. Was wir nicht wissen, ein Ozean.
Is that how they get through to him?
Er liebt dich. Er würde alles für dich tun.
What does he make of all that?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Komm. Los, komm. Marek!
I really wouldn't know what to make of that whole interaction there. Just like the sternness of Martha and Jonas there, how they're just standing there.
Weißt du was, du hast recht. Wir sollten morgen fahren.
Oh, there we go. It's crazy how much this intersection of road plays such a big part in the story. You know, that's where Trant and Agnes show up. That's where the crash happens, I think, with Helga as well. And then obviously here.
Ist gesperrt. Dein Sohn denkt, er hat ein paar Engel gesehen.
Mach dich nicht lustig. Ich hatte nur plötzlich so ein Gefühl.
Déjà vu.
Taschenlampe schon mal hoch.
Yeah, hoping this can actually be changed. There's not some fixed, you know, some deaths can be fixed in things. It's like, because he's wet, he slips up the stairs. But I think it's all fine.
Charlotte hatte ich auch schon vermisst.
And she's named Charlotte, yeah. And is she named Charlotte after Henrik Tannhauser's wife that he tried to save all of that time ago?
Glaubst du, es hat funktioniert?
Would they still be here though? They shouldn't be here, should they, if it works?
Im Licht. Ich hab dich gesehen. Als Kind.
Oh, that's what they're calling it. The lights. The area that they were in.
Glaubst du, dass irgendetwas von uns bleibt? Oder ist es das, was wir dann sind? Ein Traum.
Just a dream. Oh, that's crazy.
Ich weiß es nicht.
They're just a glitch in the Matrix, never meant to be. There we go. Starting to go. Yeah, they gotta go out with a kiss, don't they?
Wir passen perfekt zusammen. Ich hab nie etwas anderes.
I mean, they're the perfect match because they're the same. Oh no! What a wonderful world. Oh. Could choose a better song. Oh, even the text. Is that it then? Oh, is this the origin world? Bernadette with Peter there? Waller and Hannah?
Was da eigentlich genau passiert ist.
Ja, hast du es auch noch nie gesagt? Erzähl mal, Torben.
Komm, erzähl.
No one told your own sister.
Letzten Sommer ist...
Yeah, then we're never gonna find out, are we?
Ist alles okay?
Oh, okay. Deja vu.
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich glaube, ich hatte gerade ein Déjà-vu oder sowas.
Seeing the coat. Whose coat is that? Because Jonas isn't here, someone else has the yellow coat.
Und irgendwie war die Welt zu Ende. Die Welt war zu Ende?
So was that the apocalypse passing in this world?
Wenn die Welt heute untergeht und ihr hättet einen Wunsch frei, was würdet ihr euch wünschen?
Oh, okay.
Eine Welt ohne Wind.
Yeah, of course.
Darauf stoßen wir an. Ja. Eine Welt ohne Winden.
So Ulrich isn't here because Ulrich wouldn't have existed here, would he?
Vielleicht ist es ja auch besser so.
Habt ihr schon einen Namen?
Oh. I mean, it won't be the same Jonas because different DNA, but she's always had the name in mind.
Ich glaube, ich finde Jonas einen schönen Namen.
Okay, now they, here it is, yeah, this song. Ooh. I don't know why I'm sitting through the credits again, because I usually sit through to see if the credits give away anyone's identities, but we know everything now, the show's done. Simone Barr, there she is, casting director. Rest in peace. This is like magnum opus for casting, this show, you know? I'm trying to think the translation of this song is like everything everywhere. Everything everywhere all at once. No, it's something like that. It means something everywhere all of the time. Something along those lines. Pipeline technical director, Jonas. So there we have it. Dark. All finished up. What an amazing ending. Song choice there is just amazing. What a wonderful world. Although this was a cover, it is literally like one of the best songs ever made. And then, you know, how it fits in thematically, the kind of slight irony of it. What a wonderful world as the two worlds are being erased. That was kind of your montage in this, although it wasn't kind of as much of a montage as some of the other episodes. It was just, you know, showing all of the characters disappearing, showing their ending there. So it turns out in this show, the whole time, the whole thing we've watched, it has been these two worlds that were created, these like tangential worlds that were never meant to be really, and the way to fix it was to stop the invention of time travel itself. You know, slight paradox because Jonas and Marta wouldn't have existed to be able to stop them, but I guess it works. I don't know if there's something I'm missing there that causes that to still be able to work. I can't like think of a way that doesn't form a paradox. So like technically they should still be there, but simultaneously be there and can't be there because they go back and stop time travel from being invented, so then they no longer exist, but because they no longer exist, they cannot stop time travel from being invented, and it becomes a Schrodinger's cat actually. So maybe the ending isn't as kind of sad and pessimistic as you might think. Is kind of like a Schrodinger's cat, that they are simultaneously alive in their worlds and not existing. Of course, now it kind of puts that perspective back onto the origin world, the original world. And then at the end there, I'm not too sure how I feel about like Hannah's speech about the darkness. I'm not quite sure like what to make of that really, how to interpret that. But we're seeing everyone there. It's kind of, you know, they're having their party again. It's just a dinner party with a bunch of characters. Obviously ones where their existence isn't related to time travel really. So of course, like Michael couldn't be there with Hannah obviously. And then Ulrich couldn't be there because he's related to the unknown. We had Regina there, and as Claudia said, she's fine being there. So that means that Regina isn't Tront's daughter. yeah, that makes sense, because if she was Tront's daughter, then that couldn't be the case. She couldn't be there because Tront is related to the Unknown, and the Unknown is born out of the time travel. So that means Regina isn't actually... So that theory is out the window. It's weird because they did so much to like set that up. So that's not actually right. That's not true. And then we also had Waller there and Bernadette there with Peter. Charlotte wasn't there because time travel never existed. She can't have been born because of everything with Elizabeth and then Noah as well. And we had Katerina there. And yeah, her existence isn't tied to the time travel. Although, would she actually have been called Katerina otherwise? Because Hannah wasn't there to give her mother the inspiration for the name. But yeah, so like, it's all characters that are around because the Unknown was never there to be able to kind of start that chain. I'm glad a few episodes ago I made that family tree of what it would look like without the Unknown, so I could know like all the characters that would still be around with the Unknown there. There are still... I mean, there is still one thing unanswered that I can think of in relation to the family tree. We never actually got a full explanation for Alexander. I mean, we got the explanation that you know, he took Clausen's brother's name, but Boris Nierwald, we never got his origin, and I had always had the theory it was related to Hannah going back. So I guess that's not true, and his original name was just Nierwald. Boris Nierwald, it didn't originate from a relation between Kahnwald and Nilsson, because Hannah goes back and she only has Celia. Celia is the only one that we know. So yeah, we never actually, that was never confirmed. We never had that with Boris. I was so confident in that theory as well. Yeah, that's never addressed or confirmed. I did think, especially earlier on the show, that Alexander would have a bigger role in this in a way, because, you know, it's all so tied to the power plant in a way. I thought he would be working for Sigmundus or know about a lot of the things, but he had like a smaller role in the grand scheme of things in the end, really, didn't he? There was one question I kind of have about the Knot here now. So the Knot was actually created by Tannhaus trying to save his son and his granddaughter and everyone. But they said that Knot created two worlds, and I was wondering, so was it... I might have to do a little diagram like I did for the end of season 2, that the Knot was created and it created the two worlds, so it was kind of 3 worlds coming out of that point? Or was it like it created a diverging world and then the 2 worlds, Jonas's and Marta's worlds, World 1 and World 2, that they split later on? I feel like it's the prior, it's that like it created the 2 worlds at the same point. But how does... Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it matters really. It's just a question about how that works. It's not like consequential to any of this. But yeah, I was just wondering that from the sounds of it, it sounded like it created 2 worlds there. So we had the origin world and then the 2 worlds. And so then it wasn't exactly the case. I had a few theories about kind of creating a world, like creating a world where Regina could live, or, you know, even Jonas or Adam creating a world where Marta lives. But really, instead of it being like creating a world, it's just reverting back to this origin world, and that is just, it happens to be the origin world is one where Regina manages to live. I was kind of questioning Claudia a little bit, wondering about, you know, she said, I mean, first of all, how does she truly know that this origin world exists? it was just kind of like, I'm guessing she was finding traces and shadows of his existence when she was researching and doing everything. It wasn't like she 100, I feel like it wasn't like 100% guaranteed that it exists and that Regina would live, you know, because the whole thing is Regina gets cancer, but there's no guaranteeing that in that world she wouldn't also get cancer or something also would happen to her. You know, she could just get in a car accident after that night. You know, there's no real guaranteeing that, is there? And of course everyone has to die at some point. She will, hopefully. It's just she reaches old age, but there wasn't really a way of Claudia being able to like fully confirm that, really, was there? And then, you know, she was letting the cycle continue up until that point where she could confront Adam. But did she really need the cycle to fully do that? You know, couldn't she have just gone to Jonas at any point and said, here's the machine, go stop everything from happening, go stop them from crashing at the bridge? But it might be the case that it needed to be that exact Jonas and Marta that shows up there, who have had all of these experiences and have the ability to talk to what was his name? To talk to Tannhaus's son like that. It might be the case that, you know, if she went herself, the guy would have just brushed it off and carried on driving. And this is like one of the few universes, one of the few scenarios where Marta and Jonas can convince him to stop, because like season 1, episode 1 Jonas would treat that completely differently, you know. Obviously he doesn't know about the time travel or anything, so it would be a real surprise for him. But the way he would act towards Tannhaus's son, it would be much different, and it might not convince him. So maybe that was her thinking there. But like, I'm not sure if it is actually 100% necessary for her to ensure the cycles keep continuing and continuing like that up until that exact point where she revealed everything to Adam. I don't know if that was 100% necessary, unless there is something I am missing there, you know? I did really like how in the origin world, how they did the aspect ratio. That was really cool going in, and it's got the different aspect ratio to be like even more cinematic. It was a really cinematic aspect ratio, probably like 21:9. I don't know the ratios too well, what ones. I know 16:9 is like the standard for a screen, but I don't know what like the big cinematic ones are. Isn't it 1.85:1? I don't know what it was, but it worked really well to make those moments even more cinematic, and it kind of makes them more serious as well in a way. Just, yeah, the aspect ratio, that was really cool. And then a moment I just loved was when they were in the light. That's what they called it. They were in that moment where time stops. I assume that's kind of what it is. And you're seeing, you know, those time particles again. But you can it almost looks like, yeah, they're going in lines, and it's like different timelines, maybe even different worlds that's like zooming past, which is really cool. And then Jonas and Marta finding themselves in there, and you had that kind of mirroring to like one of the earlier episodes where Mikkel and Ulrich could hear each other through the caves, and Marta and Jonas could hear each other here, you know. That was really cool. And then they're seeing each other when they were kids as well, just showing that connection that they've always had, the perfect match, but also them being a glitch in the Matrix. You know, this show, it has so many terms and like catchphrases almost that the characters say. We got glitch in the Matrix, what we know is a drop, and what we don't know is the ocean. There's like the deja vu as well. There's so many like little phrases and catchphrases that are like constantly repeated again and again, and it works really well. It's always just kind of like fun when a character says one of these catchphrases, when they bring it up or they use it, you know, the ultimate fist bump, and they use it to reference and like clock on so people they know about the time travel and things. Is really cool. But yeah, that moment when they're like in the light, there was something something I really wasn't expecting. It's probably the most abstract this show has ever gotten in terms of filmmaking, and the kind of sci-fi concept is a bit more ethereal. Like we've obviously, time travel is very sci-fi, and we've got like lots of CGI elements like the Higgs field portal and everything, but it feels the most like high sci-fi in a way. I don't know if that's the right terminology really, but yeah, it felt the most sci-fi and the most abstract, and it just wasn't something I was really expecting, but it was really cool seeing them in this world, in the light, caught in that moment of time where time stops and then they can access the origin world. And I am really curious about the planning of this, how the writers wrote this show in season 1, when they first started writing, had they plans that, we're going to make a story and the whole story takes place in these like tangential worlds from the main world, and eventually we'll reveal that there's an original world and your existence wasn't planned. Like, was that their intention from the beginning of everything for that to be the case? Or was that an idea that developed later on that they worked into the story? Like, did they always intend for there to be another world? And I am wondering, like on a rewatch, would we ever see a moment where we see a character who is actually a character from a different world? I'm not exactly sure. There's no like moments that are standing out to me where it would make sense for a character to be a character from the other world. But then again, I feel like I need to do like a proper rewatch to get to like catch on to that, if that is something that happens at any point. But yeah, just in general, this show from start to finish to start has been spectacular. Very excited to see where people go in the future from here. Of course, I know there's 1899, which was unfortunately cancelled. I don't think I'll watch that, especially just because it seems like a mystery show and you want the mysteries answered, and it's like a mystery show. They only did one season, then it was cancelled, so we'll never know. I don't know if that's particularly worth the watch. I know Andreas Pietschmann, I think his name is in that, the guy who plays the stranger. It'd be really cool to see what people are doing now. Louis Hoffman as well, who plays Jonas, what he's up to. And then like, I was actually in a record shop yesterday and I saw the 1899 soundtrack on vinyl by Ben Frost. Ben Frost did amazing in this, so I want to see if if you can get the Dark soundtrack as well, because that was so great. And of course, if we're speaking cast and crew, Simone Barr, I did mention it in the credits, she was the casting director, and this show is just like the magnum opus for casting. There's not one miss here, and it is one thing to find people that look alike, but then there need to be actors that look alike. There need to be good actors that look alike. Everyone here, has been great. There's no qualms for me for the acting wise. It's just crazy that you can find all of these characters where you can make deductions based on just their physical appearance, and then also that actor that plays them is also an amazing actor as well. But yeah, Louis Hoffman, Andreas Pietschmann, and Oliver Masucci, who plays Ulrich, they're definitely actors I'm going to be keeping an eye on and looking out for. I really hope after this Louis Hoffman has a great career. It'll be a tragedy if he doesn't, leading this show. I'm assuming he led this show when he's quite young, like started when all the characters are supposed to be like 17, 16 when the show is set, but he's probably like in his 20s. So he's still early in his career when he's led this show, one of the best shows of all time. And I hope he has, you know, a really successful career after this. I did actually see that Oliver Masucci, he was in one of the Fantastic Beasts films. I've only seen the first, but that's crazy because, you know, I've commented on his resemblance to Mads Mikkelsen, and I think he was in the third one, which has Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald. So they had him and Mads Mikkelsen in the same film. And then I also saw he was in Look Who's Back, which is a film I've always wanted. It's just like one that's always been on your watch list and you just never get around to. That's one I wanted to watch for a while. Yeah, that's one I've always wanted to watch, and he is the lead in that. So I think that's definitely one that's moved up my priority to watch as well, because Ulrich was one of my favorites in here. His fate in this, yeah, is tragic. Of course, everyone, it doesn't matter now. It was kind of all inconsequential because everything's gone, the two worlds, and that kind of explains, you know, Claudia. She's always had this mentality of like, yeah, Regina dying was fine because she will eventually live, so you can like overlook some pain and suffering because that pain and suffering will eventually cease to exist, won't it? Not even that it will cease to exist, that it technically will have never have happened as well. So it's kind of okay to let that happen. I do kind of wish a little bit that the finale, it had more of like Jonas taking charge in a way, because kind of part of the tragedy of his character is the lack of control that he's had, and maybe it just does fit in better with the themes, but he's had like a lack of control. Even when he is Adam, he has had this lack of control. He's always been manipulated by Claudia. Of course, this is something he wants to do, but it would have been nice if maybe somehow he figured out about the origin world. I don't know if that would, obviously that's not really possible, but it would have been cool to maybe see him break out of that and have more agency rather than being manipulated and told how to do everything. But then of course he does have some agency in deciding to do this and to cause these worlds to never exist, cause himself to never exist. But that is one of like the big themes of the show, is kind of about control and you know, how can you change things? Are you truly in control in a way? Major theme with Adam, him feeling confined, constrained by what he called God, by time itself. And it was really cool in this episode where he is almost at one with time when he's like in the light, as they called it. That was a really cool moment, as I've said. But yeah, it's like one of the big themes is how much control do you have? What are you willing to do for the people you love? Can you bring back the people that you have lost? So many characters in here, their whole purpose of their time travel is to bring back the people that they've lost, isn't it? There is so much praise I can give this show, but I feel like I'll just go on forever. I was just thinking like, oh, should I go through the characters and just discuss each character a bit? But then I've seen I've already been recording here for like half an hour. You've seen so many of my thoughts on so many of these characters. It's been a joy to share this experience with you, so I think I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, leave a comment of your thoughts. I love hearing what everyone else has to say as well, your interpretations of things. Yeah, leave your thoughts on the show in general, who your favourite character is maybe, and be sure to subscribe. Obviously, the show's over now, so hopefully there's more things on the channel that the viewers of Dark can also get something out of what should I watch next, you know? So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys.